6, grandmother of 13, a health mentor for hundreds. She has been in the health and wellness business for over 30 years, consulting and assisting others on their road to greater health and energy. She works with concentrated Chinese food formulas to nourish, cleanse, balance, and regenerate the body. The title of her speech is, Are You Sick and Tired of Being Sick and Tired? And this is her second speech in the Advanced Communication Series. And Jill, come on up.
What's the time of her speech?
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
You can give me 10 and that would be lots better. How about 5 to 10? Would you do that?
What?
Okay. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? I was. Would you like to learn how to be healthy and vibrant and energetic? Today I'd like to share my journey of discovering and figuring out how to get my health back. It was quite a journey, and there's 3 parts to this that I want to share with you. First of all, I was born in 1946 in Montreal, Quebec. And it was at a time in our family when things were just in an emotional upheaval. My mother was preparing to get a divorce, and I got pneumonia and was in the hospital for 2 weeks screaming for my mother. We let her come in. And so it kind of was a beginning of a rough time of health for the first whole 26 years of my life. My memories of my youth, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I was happy. But in between, I was always having throat infections. And in between the throat infections, I'd have colds and flu. And I just, by the time I was 26, I was just to the nth degree. When they give you antibiotics continually, you know, antibiotics is anti-life. They don't just go in and murder the infection in your throat. They tenaciously kill off all of the good bacteria as well. And therefore, it weakens your immune system. And so therefore, I can understand now why I had all the health problems then. And besides that, I didn't realize you are what you eat. I was taking bowls of sugar and eating donuts and candy bars. I mean, literally every day we lived not very far from a store that had 3-cent donuts, 5-cent candy bars, and I loved it. I would eat them, and they would make me sick, and I didn't know that. Now, knowing what I know, I'd like to share that knowledge with those around, especially in my own family. I think that probably when I went into getting this knowledge, I became like a big policeman in my family. We didn't have sugar in the house, or white flour, or any of that kind of stuff, and it was kind of like the pendulum swung from here way over to here, and so I think my kids had to rebel a little bit. But now they're coming around to it. They will eat better things. But by the time I was 26, I had systemic yeast in my body, candida, and I was suffering. It would mimic a sinus infection, and I would blow it up, and I thought, I have to find an answer. So I looked for things at health food stores. I get magazines, I bought books, I went to every seminar and lecture, and any way I could find information, I found somebody who knew stuff, I would talk to them and pick their brain until I felt like I knew what was going on. Anyway, long story short, I have a lot of good suggestions. Second part, so first of all, I want to tell you about my background, how I came to this knowledge, but secondly, I'd like to share with you ways that you can perhaps regenerate your health or reclaim it. I don't know, you don't look sick and afflicted, but you know, we always put on a happy face even if we're kind of, you know, having various ailments. So what I do when I feel like I'm trying to get something, you know, you feel a little offish and a headache, or your nose starts to drip or something, there's 5 or 6 things that I recommend that you do. Well, for me, I take herbal formulas that strengthen my immune system, my respiratory system, but if you have to have medications, instead of going to the ones that murder off everything, you can do some herbal medications that really work well. There's 5 or 6. My favorites are golden seal, it's a natural antibiotic. White willow, it's a natural painkiller and stuff, but it doesn't kill off, like the aspirin makes your stomach bleed. All these different over-the-counter things, they all have a trade-off, some kind of something that's not good for you that happens when you take them. I remember when I did all these sinus things, I would buy Sudafed, it would just tie up little knots here instead of working with the body to cleanse things out. It would have a bad effect, but at least then I wasn't feeling like I had this terrible sinus thing. Anyway, so golden seal, white willow, it's a thing that the American Indians used to use. They would chew on that, and it was helpful for pain and inflammation, and you know, so aches and pains, that's what it is for. Dandelion root, it nourishes and tones your liver. It's a tonic thing in it. And you know how they spring up in the grass in the spring? It's because you need to clean your liver. And so you can dig them up, and you can put the greens and the flowers in your salad, or you can make a nice warm drink with making a dandelion tea, or you can have the capsules, which is easier. The next one is garlic. Oh, garlic is so wonderful. Now, it does reek a bit. So, if you want to do the social garlic, my favorite is kyolic. And it's a descended garlic that's made by a Japanese firm, but it's probably the best one that I've found on the market that doesn't smell. But if you really are suffering, you can take a big clove of garlic, put it through a press, whip it down with a drink of water like you would a vitamin. And in the morning, you don't smell so terrible. I remember one time when we were in Hawaii and we were driving around before my convention started, and my nose was dripping like a faucet, so I just plain stuffed Kleenex right in my nose to catch all the drips. That night, I did that garlic trick, and the next day I hardly had any symptoms. I did it again, it was gone. So I promise you it's fabulous. Colds and flu are viral things, and garlic just does a wonderful number on those. Garlic, cold and flu. Ginger. Oh, ginger. It's so wonderful. Sometimes when you get a nauseous feeling, or you're throwing up or having dry heaves, you can make a ginger tea. Maybe a quarter of a teaspoon in a drink of water, and you put a little honey in it, and drink 1 teaspoon every 10 minutes till the glass is gone. And then by then your tummy will be settled. And you can take regular things, you know, like acidophilus, capsulized ginger, and garlic, all those kinds of things that you would want to do to kill off your flu. Let's see, acidophilus, that's another one that's it's not an herb thing, but it's a probiotic, and it helps to restore the balance of your intestinal flora, because sometimes that gets off, and that's why you are able to get those kinds of things. So it's not a happy thing. I think we did. Okay, some resources. I left these under my chair. I think that I'm on every single list of all the health things, because I get stuff in the mail every single day. But you can get, I was going to show you, it's like, for instance, I got this at the health food store, and it's free, and it tells about cilantro. Did you realize that cilantro is able to pull heavy metals out of your body? Anyway, I'm not going to talk more about it, because I'll just run. This is my favorite Bible. It's called Prescription for Nutritional Eating, and it explains all about the ailments that you have, or you might have, or your organs or whatever, and dietary considerations, herbs and vitamins, and it also tells you what the medical professional do. But my message is that you can be responsible for your health. You can control this. You can control what you put into your body. So are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Then take control, because you can do it.